Hi YouTube, it's Melissa giving you guys another pregnancy update. Today is Thursday, March 21st, and I am exactly 29 weeks pregnant today. And I have a lot of information to cover, and I'm hoping that I can squeeze it all in a reasonable amount of time. I haven't done an update in a really long time, so this is going to kind of be an update since my last vlog up until today. So today at 29 weeks, my baby now weighs about 2.5 pounds and is about the size of a butternut squash and is a tad over 15 inches long from head to heel. Muscles and lungs are continuing to mature and your baby's head is growing bigger to make room for that developing brain. Last week I remember reading that the baby's head is now in proportion with the rest of the body. I have a lot of information to cover, and I'm going to call this video the good, the bad, and the gross because I have quite a few things to talk about in each of those departments. But I'm going to start out with the good. The good, I guess, is feeling lots of baby movements, really distinct movements that I can feel in all different parts of my tummy. A lot of it's up at the top. I'm sure I'm feeling some feet because I think the head's down. With my last appointment, it seemed that the baby was facing my back, so that probably means that the feet are up closer to my ribs and the head is down towards my pelvis. It's nice because at this point, well, it's been happening for a few weeks that people can feel baby from the outside, which is really fun for the kids and my husband. But it seems like whenever I want somebody to feel it on command, she stops kicking, of course. But sometimes she kind of keeps me up at night. Good things about these past few weeks is I'm gearing up for baby. I have a lot of fun things coming up here. We have baby showers coming up soon. I have a lot of big plans as far as renovations in the house. We have three bedrooms upstairs. Right now I have my husband and I's bedroom, my older boy and my younger boy's room, and we're going to be building an extra bedroom downstairs right now that the older boy is going to be taking, and then my youngest son is going to be moving into my older boy's room because it's a little bit bigger, and then my youngest boy's bedroom is going to become the nursery. So we have a ton of work ahead of us. It's also going to require us to strip some wallpaper in my youngest son's bedroom that was really icky and we wanted to get rid of a long time ago, but this is another reason for us to get it done when their room's empty. So we'll be stripping wallpaper and painting in there. I'm probably going to be taking down the ceiling fan and putting in a chandelier that's going to match my nursery theme, which I will reveal to you guys in this video as well. Yeah, so it's a lot of work. My husband's put up the frame for the bedroom downstairs so far, so we just have to put up the walls and the door, and hopefully things will get moving along a little bit quicker. I do feel a lot of pressure and I'm pressed for time, but he's promised me he'll get it done. Last Tuesday I did schedule my delivery date, so that is super exciting. It's only 10 weeks away from today, and it feels like so far but yet so close, so that's why I just feel super crunched for time. Another fun thing here is I'm going to be planning a hospital tour. I don't plan on doing any birth classes because this is my third time around, and I think I'm set on that. I know that things change and you can forget things, but I feel like things are going to come back to me fine. But I do want to plan a hospital tour. We're going to have the baby at the same hospital I had my firstborn at, which was 12 years ago, so I assume that the labor and delivery floor may have changed or the protocol has changed, whatever, but we're just going to kind of refresh our memory and go take a peek at the hospital. Another thing that I am experiencing, which I don't really know if it's good or bad, I think it's a little bit of both, so I'm going to kind of stick them in both categories, but I have been experiencing a lot of Braxton Hicks, and this is usually when you feel the tightening of your uterus, and I have this happen to me almost every day. A lot of times my uterus will become hard if I eat or drink too much, so that I will just feel like I'm extremely full and uncomfortable, and I just have to kind of wait for that to run its course. But a lot of times at night and when I'm at work and I'm on my feet, I feel that tightening again, and it's, for me, when my uterus becomes hard or tighter, it also puts more pressure on my bladder. So I experience that so much, like way more than I ever have in the past. And I just have a ton of pressure constantly, whether it's feeling full up top or feeling pressure down below on my bladder or feeling the baby kick on my bladder. Just like there's always some sort of uncomfortableness happening inside at all times. I don't get a ton of a break unless I'm sleeping, but it's just everything that's happening inside is so relevant at this time. And sometimes I think to myself, how am I going to make it to the end working? Because I am on, like I said before, I'm on my feet anywhere from 6 to 9 hours a shift, and I get very seldom times where I can kick my feet up, but I do tend to do so towards the end of my shifts. But it just feels like I'm carrying around a watermelon in front constantly. Now here's the bad. I have a lot of things to talk about here. I've had 2 appointments since my last vlog. I've had my 24-week appointment and my 28-week appointment. That's a big span of not updating you guys. I'm sorry. At my 24-week appointment, I had gained 6 pounds. And from my previous vlogs, this would mean that this is the first time I've gained weight. However, I was told I am up a complete of 10 pounds at my 24-week appointment. So that means I missed 4 pounds somewhere along the way, which is in 6 months not bad. 4 pounds in 6 months, and then I gained 6. So it kind of at that point was a little depressing. I'm like, all right, that's okay. You know, they told me that this is the appointment where you tend to gain a lot of weight or they see a significant change. So I didn't want to let it get me down. I'm like, okay, it's fine. We'll just hopefully stay in control of it. So then I had my 28-week appointment on Tuesday, and I hopped up on the scale and I looked at it, and to me it looked like a lot, but I had to go back and double check my weight before that appointment, and sure as heck, 7 pounds up. So that is a total of 17 pounds in 28 weeks. Now I know that a lot of you might say that's perfectly fine. It's just baby weight. Between the water and the placenta and the baby, that's a good weight gain. But for me, being plus size, I kind of was put in that category of only wanting to gain 15 to 20 pounds tops. And I know towards the end here, you do tend to gain weight a little more quicker, a little more rapidly, because the baby is growing more rapidly. So for me, I feel like I'm completely off track right now. I keep hearing people tell me they gain 30 pounds, 60 pounds, 70 pounds, and it's like, I don't want to be in that category. I'm trying my hardest not to. So I was extremely depressed. I'm like, this is 17 pounds, and I'm already at the complete end mark of my weight gain that I want to be at, and I still have 10 weeks to go. So for me, it wasn't very happy news. 17 pounds. And part of this appointment I had on Tuesday was also my 3-hour glucose screening. I mentioned to you guys before I had to do a screening at 12 weeks because I've had gestational diabetes 2 other times with each of my pregnancies. So I did the 3-hour at 12 weeks and passed that, no problem. So they wanted me to do it again at 28 weeks, just like any other pregnant person would have to do. Usually at that point you just do an hour one, but because of my history, they wanted me to do another 3-hour one. You would need to fail 2 out of 4, or at least 2, to be declared a gestational diabetic, and I failed 2 out of 4. So I am a gestational diabetic once again. So in my doctor's office, I just completely broke down and cried. Between the weight gain and then being declared a diabetic again, I lost it. I just felt like a big barrel of crap and became very depressed. I know it's okay. It's just 10 weeks of having to be on a stricter diet and to check my blood sugars, and I'll get through it. I got through it before. I'll get through it again, but it is a lot of work. The only good thing about my 3-hour test is the first draw that they do on you is your fasting draw, which is after you have fasted for 10 to 12 hours. And that draw for me, I passed that just fine. So that means that I don't carry that diabetic trait unless I'm eating or drinking sugary substances. So it is completely pregnancy induced. Once I have that sugar in my system, my pancreas tends to overreact. So my fasting one I passed. Then when I drank the drink, that first draw I was elevated, and then my second draw was elevated, and then my third draw at the third hour was very, very low again, just like it was at my 12-week appointment where they made me eat something before I left the building because I was at risk for fainting. Or I have yet to make the appointment with the dietitian. I assume it's going to be the same way it was last time, which is just a really strict diet, checking my blood sugars 4 times a day, and just monitoring that. So, like I said, it wasn't a very exciting appointment. I'm a little bit better, but Tuesday I was quite a wreck. The only positive point to that appointment was actually scheduling the birth of my daughter, like I said, which is 10 weeks away.